Hey everyone! Welcome to All Things Iceland, the place to learn fascinating facts about Icelandic culture, history, language, and nature. I'm Jules, and if you're new here, welcome. I live in Iceland and love it. And I'm super excited about today's video because, first of all, I get to eat snacks, but also I get to share with you some amazingly delicious, in my opinion, snacks made by Icelandic companies. So the final product, of course, is owned by an Icelandic company, but there might be some part of the snack that comes from somewhere else in the world, such as life. But we're just gonna jump right into it because my mouth is kind of watering getting ready to try some of these snacks. So let's start out with my favorite, my number one snack that I can eat all day long, which is Papriku Stjörnur, which is basically like paprika stars. And as you can see, there is a big star here and little stars. So let's just take a closer look at this lovely, lovely snack that I can literally like eat the whole bag. Here's one of the stars. Super cute. That hits the spot. And for anybody who loves savory, crunchy snacks, you absolutely love this. The other thing is that the whole bag is like maybe around 400 calories. So, you know, if you happen to eat the whole thing in one sitting, it's not terrible for you. They're also really light and airy, and that's what I like. The seasoning on it, the paprika, red paprika, of course, is just really tasty. So if you're ever in Iceland, definitely check this out. I'll have the full name in the description box. So this though is my number one favorite snack, mainly because I just love crunchy things. Second delicious Icelandic snack is actually a 2-for-1. So I'm only doing that mainly because these snacks have some similarities. So Icelandic people might come for me in the comments on this one, but they have some similarities in that they both are from the same company and then a like similar taste slash like filling that goes into this snack. And the first one, so since I seem to have a thing for stars, is Stjörnu Rulla, which is like star roll. And yeah, this one is interesting mainly because for me, if you've watched my other video, 8 Strange Habits of Icelandic People, you would know that I was like, licorice, not my thing. And I was specifically talking about like the Turkish pepper licorice or like these other like powders they put on licorice that is just not tasty to me. But I like the fact that the licorice and marzipan mixed together kind of keeps me from really tasting too much of licorice. I mean, you definitely taste it, but it's just, I don't know, it makes it more bearable to eat. And why is it that I'm trying to make it more bearable for me to eat licorice? I don't know. I guess maybe I'm falling into the, you know, culture of Icelandic people really love to eat licorice, and maybe this is just my way of assimilating somehow. So, yeah. Really? I'm gonna have a major sugar rush after this. This is so sweet, but also so tasty. The second part, like I mentioned, made by the same company. Overall, Goa, but this is the Apollo Licorice. And this one is a rope, or it looks like a rope, and I'm gonna be taking it out. But it has filling on the inside of the rope, which is, again, like the Stjörnu Rulla, is a marzipan type of filling. And whew, let's see if I can get a good one here. First of all, we can just like talk about how much they give you. This is ridiculous. Look at this. This is a lot. I don't even know if you can see it spans across the whole thing. But yeah, This is a lot to eat. And actually my husband loves this, and he'll just like sit there and eat this whole thing. And I'll come and take a little bit or whatever, but for the most part, like, he can just devour this in one sitting. I know it doesn't look very pretty, but in my opinion, if you want to kind of have a good introduction to licorice, I recommend going for this one or the other candy that I showed before, just because it's easier to eat, and I actually think it's kind of fun, the flavor combinations, but it took me a little while. Yeah. And this one's yellow on the inside, or yellowish. Really tasty. And you sit there and you're basically just eating like rope candy. And just as a reminder, all of the names of these candies will be in the description box below. Next up are some dark chocolate covered raisins. And I'm normally not a huge raisin fan. And I don't actually eat that much candy or chocolate in general, contrary to what it looks like here. But these are things that I at least like. And these are just tasty, in my opinion, when I mix them with peanuts. So I'll just show you what these look like. I mean, everyone's seen chocolate covered raisins before, but Icelanders have, in my opinion, very tasty chocolate. So you won't be disappointed if you want to get some really good chocolate covered raisins. So like a little mix. I'll sometimes, like on the weekend, if I'm doing candy day with Gunnar, because Gunnar likes to restrict himself to Saturdays for candy, just because it's really easy here to eat too much candy. But I will sometimes just get chocolate covered raisins and peanuts and just enjoy that salty, sweet flavor. It's really tasty. The peanuts, of course, are not from Iceland, and the raisins are from California. All the same, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the finished product is from an Icelandic company. Got some raisins and some peanuts. It's such a good combination. Okay, gotta move on. And I keep coming back to these because they're tasty. So the next one is maybe not considered a snack or a treat for some people, mainly because they might drink it all the time with whatever. For me though, I do not drink this all the time, and most of my snacks are very healthy, but these Icelandic snacks that I am bringing attention to are just kind of ordinary ones that you can find in any supermarket. And this is for sure, the next one is very popular, and it's a drink, which is Egils Malt. And this is tasty. And Egils makes a Christmas malt beer. Yes, I mean, it's so good. And I'm gonna open it using this, lovely little thing here. Is it a twist? No. Okay. And I'm gonna open it using this lovely little thing here. I don't know if any of you grew up with this in your home, random side note, but I always as a kid pretended this was a person, and I used to be like, wee, wee. I don't know, I guess I have an interesting imagination, but yeah. And I loved helping my mom to open up like wine bottles if she was gonna have a party or something, because I could be like, wee, and then try really, really hard and get it down. But yeah, so random share. All right, so let's open this bad boy. Yeah. Skål. It's not too sweet, really tasty, nice, easy carbonated malt drink. I definitely recommend this. It's like I mentioned, kind of not mild, but it's just nice to drink. And if you're just looking for a different taste and something very Icelandic, like it during holidays, Icelandic people usually like to have malt og appelsín, so malt and orange soda. This might be blasphemy, but I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I don't want to drink it. And my husband, my sister, like so many people that I know are really into this. And it's just not for me, you know? If you have a problem with that, I'm sorry for you. Some things are not for everybody, but this is my jam. I'm into this one, and I sometimes treat myself with it. If you don't like malt, I don't have much to say for you there, but I also just think it's worth giving a try if you've never had a drink like this before. And if you're in Iceland and you're with somebody else who is kind of into malt, then they can drink the rest of it if you don't want it, but don't knock it till you tried it. It's a spot, especially with some star paprika chips. I mean, why not, right? So the next one is a little bit different than what you've seen so far. Not your typical snack necessarily that you just pick off the shelf and eat. Rather, you have to do a little bit to it. I mean, granted, you could eat it on its own, but you'll see. So this is Kökur, and basically it's just a flatbread from Iceland, and flatkaka is just one, whereas Kökur is multiple, so it's a plural of it. And these are super tasty, especially if you get them, you know, quite fresh. And what I like to do is to take the flatkaka, and I know this sounds weird. I know whenever I say kaka, I kind of laugh too, but I've just gotten used to being here and saying kaka without cracking up. But occasionally when I remember that my audience might think of kaka as a strange word to associate with food, but such is life. Okay, anyway, so when I eat this, I normally, I mean, I can of course eat it on its own, but I like to have a vegan cheese spread or something like that. A lot of Icelandic people eat this with not vegan cheese, but like dairy, cheese, and butter. And I'm just gonna open this up. Not all of them are like this. A lot of times it's just a more even color, but just FYI, if you see it like this and you don't like it, just look for another package. I don't mind the little kind of darker edges on it, and it still tastes good all the same to me. So with that, I normally have it with like this VO Life creamy hot peppers, because I like things spicy. Yep, so put it on there and tasty, so good. So I like that it's like really nice and soft, and just with the vegan cheese spread, I don't know, just like gives it this nice smoothness mixed with this soft bread that kind of sticks a little bit to the roof of your mouth. At the same time, it's just, I don't know, it works. It works all together. Definitely try flatkaka if you're gonna be in Iceland. Like all of these I'm mentioning can be found in any Icelandic supermarket. If I find a link for you to be able to buy it online, I will put it in the description box. But honestly, like if you're in Iceland, these are so easy to find. I bought all of this in Krónan or Bónus, one of those two. But the other stores like Nettó, Hagkaup, all of them, you can find any of these. Now, if you're one of those people that's just like, all right, that's nice and all that you got chocolate covered raisins and all this other stuff, but really prefer to kind of keep it like simple, then you'll definitely want to be having some Noesidious Icelandic chocolate. And it's not the only type of Icelandic chocolate you can get, but it's definitely, in my opinion, one of the more well-known ones and really tasty chocolate. In fact, the last time I was in New York City, it wasn't this bar that you could find, but the cooking chocolate from Noesidious is in Whole Foods. So you could more likely find Icelandic chocolate in your grocery store right now if you look in the baking section. And that chocolate is similar to this one, 45% dark, if I recall correctly. Yeah, 45% dark chocolate. So, and there's no milk in here or anything like that. And so it's suitable for vegans if they want to eat it. And it's really tasty, just natural. I mean, and it's really tasty, plain chocolate. Like that sounds weird to say plain, but just doesn't have any nuts or any of those other things. And you don't have to like mix it with anything else. You could just break one off, pop it in your mouth. I'm not gonna eat this one now, mainly because I've been eating a lot of chocolate. And the last one I do want to eat because it has a filling and that fills my soul, you know, like I really like that. so this one though is really tasty chocolate and I definitely recommend it. Last one of the delicious snacks that I want to showcase this time around, and that's Jóla Dýr. Just in time for the holidays. And Jóla Dýr translates to Christmas animal, which you'll see here because it's a holiday packaging, whatever. And it also says vegan on it for anyone who really like cares about having those labels on there. And it's from the company Freyja. And what's interesting about it is that it has peppermint filling on the inside. So dark chocolate with peppermint filling. So what did I get? I got a fish. Oh, that's very typical. It's very Icelandic. Got a fish. And I bite into it. Hopefully you can see that. Got some, yeah. It's good. The only fish in this bag? Weird. Second time around, got a fish. All right, let's see what other animals are in here. That's cute. It's a duck with a top hat and a scarf. Apparently, fish don't need any of this, but ducks need a top hat and scarf. FYI. Really tasty. If you'll be in Iceland around Christmas time, definitely keep your eye out for this one. If you're interested in hearing more facts about Iceland, as well as hearing interviews with Icelandic people, I host a podcast called All Things Iceland, in which I conduct interviews and then I share about my life here in Iceland, as well as history, culture, nature, and language regarding this magnificent place. So you can check that out by clicking the link in the description box below. And if you enjoyed this video, whether you found it helpful, entertaining, fascinating, whatever, please give it a thumbs up, as well as share it with anyone who you think might find it useful or entertaining as well. I would love though to know in the comment section for sure, have you tried any of the snacks that I featured today? What did you think of them? If you did try them, which ones would you like to try if you haven't? Just to kind of get, you know, an idea of your interest and maybe some of your thoughts on this. So feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm definitely gonna be posting more videos like this, especially if people like them. So make sure that you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell so you don't miss new videos that pop up. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.